Hi everyone, so I am here today with my next makeup date, which is gonna be a long one. So buckle in, get ready. We're gonna dive into what's been happening in my makeup brain probably the last week and a half. If I'm sounding a little rough, it's because I'm getting over a cold. I'm feeling better today than I have the past few days, so I just decided to jump in. I have a few videos to film, so we're starting off with the first of a few. So I have a lot of outs and ins, unfortunately, and just some kind of rambly thoughts. And but first of all, I wanted to say a huge thank you to the response to my project Panoply. I can't even say it right. My project Panoply, Project Pan. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. It's kind of it's kind of like a soft launch of a new Project Pan that I'm hosting. And it's based off of a Monopoly board. And I saw a custom one and kind of just came up with it. So watch the intro video if you haven't yet, and go check out the links affiliated with that. No, it's no affiliations actually, just related to that, I guess. No one's sponsoring me. Just kind of doing it because I think it's really fun. And just to quickly clarify, and I'll clarify my next update as well, is if you're like a very seasoned project planner and you want to join in when you're ready. We're all just, I feel like, so busy with the upload schedule and stuff like that. And I feel like for a lot of people, you establish at the beginning of the year and you just hold it for the rest of the year. Versus for me, like my project pans actually kind of refresh around this time of year in the fall. I actually did my first project pan video about a year ago, maybe a little yet less than a year, but it was in the month of September. So really excited about that milestone that I've been posting here for about a year. And it's been a really great experience. So anyhow, yes, Project Monopoly. If you want to join in, do it when you want, and even just like schedule in the updates when you want. They don't even have to be monthly. So just whatever works for you. I'm trying to make it pretty like low key, not low key, but in the sense of like there's no strict rules around this. It's for fun. It's supposed to be fun, and I don't want to make it a stressful experience for anybody. So, anyways, all that to say, let's jump into what has been moving and grooving in my collection this week. Um, let's start with the ins actually. This is my outs, so I'm gonna put that aside. So I got a box, and there's a lot of stuff in here. So, um, yeah, they just Sephora had a lot of promos lately, and I am a sucker and a FOMO for the promos. I ended up returning a few of the things that I bought recently, and they were completely unused. So I'm hoping that they'll put them back out on the shelves, but hopefully to kind of compensate for the damage I did here. Let me put this stuff to the side. But yeah, and I'm already planning on returning one thing, so I'm gonna put this one to the side because there's no point in mentioning it. But let me show you what I got and kind of my thoughts about what's happening. So first of all, I got just wipes. I'm going on a trip soon, and while I have baby wipes on me constantly, I was like, why don't I just get some nice wipes for myself? So that's what's happening there. I got a few samples. It's just the two that comes with the order. And then I think I got a 100-point perk. This Tarte tubing mascara. If you recall, I don't expect you to, but I actually did buy a tubing mascara and I ended up returning that one before I opened it because I saw this 100-point perk and jumped on it. This Innisfree toner also was a perk as well. Or was it a perk? No, it was like an offer. So I just threw that in as well. And then I mostly bought skincare stuff because that's the stuff that I tend to like really work hard on and am able to get through. So that's why I gravitated towards that, but I still have a few decisions to make, I think, around it, so you might end up not seeing these in the near future. So actually they're still in the wrapping, and I'm not going to bother opening them. This is the Ordinary niacinamide powder. It's 100% niacinamide, and you basically mix in with like a water-based skincare item. So this is really interesting to me, and just with powders in general, they don't really expire. I don't even see an expiration date on here. Oh, it does say here, expire in 2027. So 2024, I have a bit of time with it. So that's why I sometimes gravitate towards the more powder formulas for skincare. I find them really fascinating as well. And then I have two liquid things here. I have a glycolic acid exfoliating toner. That's this one here. And then I also got the micellar water from Sephora. I don't have a micellar water. I don't even have a cleansing water or anything. I have the only like cleansing type thing is this milky toner from Thayer's that I'm trying to use up. So I felt like these were unique, and that's why I picked them up, especially with the promos and the sales that was going on. But I'm gonna sit on it a little bit and kind of figure out where these things land and if I should return them before I start using them. So those are the main ends I wanted to mention for this update. Let me put those back in my box here. And she just made another order today, so you'll see that very soon. I'm very excited about that one. But I'll actually talk about that later in the video. So let's go with the outs, because I actually have a nice bag of outs to kind of not compensate, but like, you know, balance hopefully the ins. So very exciting to not announce, but just to mention, I decided for myself that I would do just sample September, or basically blitz through as many samples as I can. I got an influx recently, just especially with the Sephora orders, and just kind of looking at my collection, I was like, what am I doing? So I decided that I would just get through a few of them, whatever it took. So I have some concealer samples and foundation samples that I ended up using up, or at least testing out. So those all, I'm not going to really mention those. I started using up skincare samples as well, and I actually posted on Reddit about this, and I was like, what do I do about the serums? And moisturizer I'm okay, because I feel like those are pretty like more or less balanced and won't irritate my skin, but like serums with the active ingredients I am a little nervous about. And someone mentioned like I put them on the back of my hands and like use it as basically a really fancy really fancy hand cream, and I feel bad wasting them that way, but honestly that makes the most sense, because I'm afraid to use them on my face. There's barely any use on my body, and my hands could honestly use a little treatment because I don't otherwise take care of them whatsoever. So can't say they've helped or hurt, but that's where a lot of my skincare samples have gone to. And so I have a few that I've like kind of put together and done that with, and I think I'm up to about like 13 or 14 samples that I've gone through already, even a shampoo and conditioner duo here, more little foil packs that I've gone through. So yeah, really excited about my progress there. I'm hoping to get to about 30 by the end of the month, and I do count it towards my beauty bank, which I'll have an upcoming video about my kind of thoughts on wrapping that up pretty soon. But anyways, hoping that one last push with the samples will help my beauty bank just a little bit. All right, and then I have other great empties, to be honest. This one, not great empties, I guess this one isn't included in that. Let me put this one back together. This is the MAC Hot and Naughty mascara that I purchased a little while ago, and but it was like old, like really old, and it smelled really rough. And so I ended up trying to use it in my brows, which is what I do with my old mascaras. Like if once I'm got the ick with them, like around 3 or 4 months, I demote them to brow mascaras, and they've actually been working really well. I'm actually using one in my brows right now, and I feel like it's great. And yeah, I love this packaging, just the kind of the two-part like system here. But yeah, the product itself was not great, so I cleaned it out, and I'll kind of see what I do with this. I think I just really wanted the component. I feel bad buying stuff just for the packaging, but one, I didn't buy it full price, and two, like that's how deep of a connection I feel like I have with this type of like packaging. So that is that. Let's see, and then let me talk about some decanting stuff, because that's always fun-ish. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, these are all decanting items. Kind of a random mix, actually. One is this lip gloss that I got. I think I featured this in my last makeup date. It was one of the Fenty glosses and Champ Stamp Fantasy, and I ended up decanting this into one of my lip gloss tubes and mixing it in with something else. It was just too glittery for my taste, and so I ended up just emptying this out. I think it's actually quite functional as a lip gloss, so I can imagine myself mixing stuff in for this. Maybe I'll actually mix stuff into this for like a travel lip gloss. That actually might be really cute, so I'll think about this. But I'm expanding my collection of mini lip glosses, probably empty ones because I'm trying to use them all up, but this is adding to the bunch. I think I've at least have two. I have two more in front of me. I have another one that I'm using up right now. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like a weird collection that I have now. Me and minis. Okay, another mini here is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. I actually used up a full one before, kind of like earlier in the year. But this one, I just could not stand the packaging with this formula in particular. Very, very emollient, like just so soft. So I ended up just pushing it into my lip palette. It's on this side of this rectangle. And it's just like, I dip my finger in and you can just like, it's just so soft. Like how can that stand in a tube like that? It wasn't working for me. So I like using it better with the lip brush. Anyways, I haven't used it a ton since I put it in here, but at least this packaging is done. I could see myself pushing in a stiffer formula and like using that. But honestly, this component is so small. I'm really afraid I would lose it. So it might end up just being like a clear lip balm or something, like something I'm not afraid of losing. This one I also decanted. This is my Sephora sunscreen, and I found this, I've used it the last few times, and I found it a little bit actually more oily than I recall it being when I first used it, which was weird. So I ended up decanting like the last bit into my tinted SPF concoction. So I'm using that up now. And so yeah, but this packaging is done. Actually, this does twist off, so I'm very tempted to actually use, like put something else in here, though I'm not super sure how to like clean this out so that I'm not super grossed out by it. So I will think about it, but for now, this with the original product is done. And then now I have like actual empties. No, this one's also decant. I had some cream eyeshadows that were in here. You won't remember because it's empty now, but basically half of it like a rose gold color, half of it like a taupey shimmery color. And it ended up just pushing it all into my, here it is, my MAC paint pot and groundwork. I had just enough space. So now this is filled back to the brim. I'll do a more in-depth update on this in my Partners in Cream, but this packaging is also a lot more airtight than that one. I was feeling like it was starting to dry out, so I'm glad I was able to pop it in here sooner than later, but that is that movement on that one. I finished my Franken Cream Bronzer, and I will update this further in my Partners in Cream, but very excited about that. That was a long time coming. I think I'm going to make another concoction very soon because I have other very dark foundation samples and concealer samples coming in, like I currently have and coming in with future like orders and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm like, if I can get free cream bronzer, like, why wouldn't I? Anyways. All right, so I am officially retiring my Black Beauty blender. I know I talked about this and was really hoping that this would last a lot longer than it did for me, but with my standards of beauty sponges and the cost of this, it just is not worth it. It was starting to rip just a tiny bit when I started washing it. I don't like the shape of it. It doesn't like suit my needs for a sponge, oddly enough. Like I need more corners and surfaces to kind of work with, which is interesting. And then I could still see stains despite it being black. Like I was like, what? Like I'm trying really, really hard to wash it out. So anyways, I'm gonna stick with the dark colors, I think, because I'm less bothered by it, but it does annoy me that I can still see stains on this sometimes when I'm trying really hard to get it all clean. But yeah, this shape, I'm probably not going to purchase this again. Brand Beauty Blender, probably not going to be purchasing again. So I'm kind of sad. It didn't work out for me like it does for other people. So this is really old and kind of random, but I have a random bottle of CeraVe foaming facial cleanser with like probably another different kind of facial cleanser in it. Brought on a trip, finally just finished it up, so that's done. Another facial cleanser that I finished up from Kiehl's. This is just a 1 ounce, and I enjoyed it actually, but I feel like it's really simple and not worth the full price for this, so I wouldn't buy this other than if I was gifted or something like that. And then this one, I am retiring from both mascara and brow mascara. It is dry. It's so dry, if you can tell there. It just is not picking up anything. Maybe if I did a really, really deep swirl, but honestly, not worth it to me. So I'm pretty excited about things that have moved in my collection. I'm really glad that despite everything I brought in, that things are going out. Not, of course, heavy movement, especially because most of these are samples, but I'm really glad that something has been going on. So let me go ahead and organize myself just a little bit here, and then I will just sit down and talk. I think I just need a moment for to do that. Okay, so super exciting to me, barely probably for anybody else, but Sephora just launched their holiday sets. And well, some of them, like the main ones that's I think some people wait for. And this is the lip kit specifically is actually what really launched my channel last year. And I remember filming it in my bathroom and just just kind of hoping for the best. So it was really interesting, I think, to watch them come out, like being still super excited about it. Like, and I think now that it's been a year is realizing like those are the sets that I'm really, really excited about. And I don't necessarily need to hold myself back from purchasing them. So I did end up purchasing one and I'm excited to share one with you. It's not the lip kit this year. I was a little disappointed. At least three of the items in there um I had used before. One was a lip liner, one was actually that lip gloss, the Fenty one. Like they released it as an offer and then they're putting it right into their lip kit, which I think is, I don't know, that just seems kind of weird to me. And then I just wasn't super excited by the color. So I decided I wasn't super excited about it. So I was like, is there any other set? And I think that's like a bar that I set, like that really, really high bar of like, not just because it comes out do I purchase it, but I actually really want to enjoy the items and I actually want to be interested in the items. So there was a blush kit, like a lip and blush kit that was also came out. So I did purchase that one. And I was really glad that all of the cream blushes in there can also be used on your lips because I'm trying to work through my one last like designated cream blush and it is just such a hassle because I can only use it on my I only feel comfortable using it on my cheeks versus like the products that come in that kit, they actually say you can use it on your lips. So I feel like I could actually finesse it a little bit. And with all my frank-kitting skills, I feel like I could be putting it into my lipstick palette. I could be maybe even melting it into lipsticks. I could even be putting them into other packaging that I have and components that I have. So like I feel like I would be able to use it up somehow. And yeah, so I felt like I actually made that purchase with a lot of really, really good reasons. Is it going to take forever to use those products? Yes. but um but I think it'll be something, an experience that I'll enjoy. At least that's what I'm hoping. And yeah, so I feel good about that. I'm really glad that I made like one to kind of give myself permission to do that. And I think I'll plan to every time that I see like those kids come out is like if it's a good deal, if it checks all the boxes, if I really truly am looking forward to using all the products or at least most of them, then it's worth it for me. But it always sneaks up to me. This holiday season, right? Of like the holiday kits, the holiday sets, and the advent calendars. I just realized I was just chatting with a friend. I was like, oh my goodness, the advent calendars are coming out. And I've always been really interested about advent calendars. And I don't know about what you guys like. I would love to hear your thoughts about this, but um like as intriguing as advent calendars are, I think what I really chase after when I look at an advent calendar is the element of surprise, right? But the fact is when they're posting advent calendars, it's um they already show all the products and I can then of course make an educated purchase of looking through all those products, seeing which ones I actually purchase or which ones I would actually like to use. And majority of times like 30% of the products I would actually use and the rest I just wouldn't know what to do with, or like I would just slug through them, which isn't very fun either. So most of the time I just pass on advent calendars. And like I keep on thinking, I'm like, if I could have my own advent calendar, and I actually did a kind of a version of this in some videos I did a year ago, but I abandoned it because it just wasn't working for me. But like I would honestly want an advent calendar where I would love everything, right? Probably would be minis, probably it would be mostly lip products and like things that are actually useful to me like skincare or something. Like I'm just really basic, like waterproof mascara, that's just what I want to try. Tubing mascara, like let me try a few. um Maybe some eye stuff, SPF, that's always safe. Like I just don't understand why there isn't a kit like that out there, but maybe that's because I need to make my own or something. So I'm going to try to remind myself, especially as the season rolls around, which is crazy because it's like it was 100 degrees yesterday, it was 90 something today, and I'm talking here talking about like Christmas kits, but whatever. But it's like where I want to begin to remind myself like it's okay to look at the advent calendars and get excited about it and like yeah, it might be a good deal, but is it a really good deal for me and the value it has for me? Most likely not. Um, and if and I can really maybe think seriously about having a budget, like if well, how much would I really pay for an advent calendar, and then maybe purchasing a few products that I would be really excited to use versus an entire advent calendar where I would probably be more disappointed in the advent calendar than excited about the 4 products that I would actually enjoy out of it. So I think I just want to like challenge myself and challenge you as well if you are like sucked into the hype, is that there's I think that we can be putting a lot more like educated purchases out there, to not necessarily to not purchase, but to really be thinking through the entire like experience that we would have with it, not just the things that we're excited for, but also the things we might be disappointed by, and just the long-term consequences of it. Because ultimately, if you welcome it into your collection, you should be the one to commit to using it. Like, I get it, we declutter, I franken, like I do my best to like make do with what I have, but I don't think that justifies, I guess, just purchasing because it excites us at the first look. So anyways, I feel like I have to remind myself of this every single year. So don't be surprised if I talk about this again, because probably every other week I'm just gonna be like, I saw a thing and I was really excited by it, but I decided not to, or like I decided to because of this XYZ reason. But anyways, I am going to wrap this up now and move on to my next video that I need to film. But thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I really hope that you found it interesting, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.